Good evening and welcome to the channel. Once again, if you like what we're doing, please do subscribe to the video, like it, hit that notification bell so as soon as we upload a video, you're one of the first ones to know about it. It is 11 o'clock Indiana time tonight and we're in Brad's garage with this four-wheeler. Jake made a trip to Harbor Freight earlier today and got a tube bender for this 1x1 square stock that we have. We're going to try and fab up as much of this frame tonight as we can. We're hoping to make it so that we can roll this because this garage looks like a pigsty and we would really like to roll the four-wheeler out in the driveway so we can kind of sweep, clean everything up, organize stuff. That way it makes it a little bit easier to walk around. So anyways, we're just going to jump right into it, enjoy the video, and here we go. Yeah, you can kind of see trial and error. Jake's just kind of bending the stuff real rough, just trying to get an idea. We're trying to use the factory mounts that were on the sled. So we've got the one that's right over here, which honestly I think will be pretty easy. It'll essentially just be a piece of square stock that probably runs down here. There's a couple of holes where we can bolt it to, and there's a hole in that mount. So that one's fairly easy. But over here, what Jake's most worried about, and I guess I'd let you explain it, Jake. You could talk if you want to.
I'm going to try and hold this one side top and bottom because this side is what holds all the torque for the motor. So if I put a tube over the top and underneath it, I should be able to hold it pretty solid.
Yeah, and that is what Jake is doing now. Just trying to get a...
Roughing it in.
Roughing it in. Oh no, I think this is going to be wicked. I think it's going to be pretty wicked. That actually looks pretty damn good. And once you cut that angle in the end of it, it should sit right on top of the frame there. Yep. So our theory behind using the bender as opposed to just cutting the square stock and welding it all together is, you know, you have to think that even a bend with that metal kink the way that it is has to be stronger than just, you know, cutting it into 10 different pieces and welding it together. That's just more fail points.
The only strength you have at that point is just the weld itself.
Yeah, you got to hope that your $25 Harbor Freight welder wants to hold 130 horsepower. So. Yeah, you may hear some little weird noises and stuff in the background. We do have my son Hunter, which you've seen on a video before, and then Jake's son Braylon over there. We try to incorporate them in as much of the fabrication as we can. You know, it never hurts to teach them. I don't know how to do stuff the redneck way.
Really use that thingy over.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's the right way.
That first thing over there to fix this thing.
You know, we may be able to use that bender to fix that bumper. It's very possible.
Jake, do you think you could fix this with that bender?
Possible, bud.
Thingamajig?
Give it a shot.
I have no idea what that bender is.
Bender.
I actually heard that from a show.
Holding it like that.
Dad, I should not have touched that.
Well, you'll find out very quick, Hunter, that anytime you're in a garage, you are going to get dirty.
Yay! Now I have to take a bath and that.
Yeah, and of course, as always, we always got Miss Izzy in here.
Wait, Dad,
Izzy Wizzy.
Dad, what?
Sweet, Brad. Oh, buddy.
You know, if I tried to pretend to tell you how that works, I'd be lying to you. Okay, yeah.
I had to YouTube that to
Oh,
figure out
yeah.
how to unlock it because I forgot how to unlock it.
Sorry.
And I don't have a manual for it or nothing, so I'm like,
Well, I mean, how did you acquire that saw? Where did it even come from?
Robert.
Was it free?
That
Dad,
came
I
along
want
with
this
that,
on.
that nice weed eater right there and that nice backpack loader that I got for free.
Oh yeah, that's you did. You got all that shit for free, didn't you?
Will and Dale, man. Will and Dale, you know me.
Oh yeah.
Give me those bug eyes. Give me the bug eyes. They flip up. I don't know what you did with the strap. Oh, it's right there. Yeah, you can put those back in there since you gotta get a welding helmet now. I guess you might need an extension.
Easier to figure out a saw you've never used than get the strap back into the Harbor Freight welding goggles. You know, I mean, I'm a firm believer in safety, but safety is always third.
Yeah.
For sure. Always safety third.
Safety first, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right, not safety first.
Yep, safety third. Here.
Yeah, that's really
Here, let me see the
It's
helmet.
gonna take me longer to get.
Ah,
Look, I'll show you. It's got this little thing. We'll tighten it up a little bit. See if that fits your head better. Need to, yeah, hold on. Hold your head still. There, now try and put it all the way down. Can you see?
Not well.
Not well.
I have to do this.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, Bub, I don't necessarily think that Harbor Freight
Hey.
made a helmet for 8-year-olds to weld with.
I know how to control that. Are you ever gonna grill it?
No, I gotta get some goggles going here. Ah, there we go.
Oh, I'm sorry, Izzy. I kicked you right in the head.
I have to untie it.
Guy's a damn dog kicker.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, we'll have PETA all over the channel for just 30 cents a day. Take an abused pit bull away from its horrible owners.
Alright, buddy.
That or they'd be like, what kind of guy kicks somebody else's dog?
Got it, fit.
Hey, just so you know, this is going to be pretty damn loud.
This guy shoots sparks.
Here is part of the cut.
Did that really not cut through that?
This is not the first time. This is definitely not the first time metal has been cut on this. The whole plastic guard at the bottom of it is melted off.
That smells so bad.
Close enough.
Yay.
Yep, we don't need that little guy anymore.
You mean I can have it?
Be careful with that. It's probably sharp on one end.
Yeah, and it's going to be hot on that end too.
Izzy.
I'm gonna cut that end. Pull that bin back out a little bit. Just a little. So it ends up in there.
So you're just kind of pulling that bin back out just a hair, I'm assuming.
Yeah. It was just a little over.
Yeah, no.
you know, close is, you know, only used in horseshoes and hand grenades and metal fabrication, because if it's close enough, well, you can fill.
Greasy stains all over that helmet. Jake might kick your butt.
You can fill the rest of the gap with weld.
Yum, yum.
I was talking about here is eating that cheesy bread in the helmet.
See? I'm eating my cheesy bread.
Here's part of that safety third. If you can't get the angle you need, yeah, just put your foot under it.
Yeah, why not?
It'll be all right. They're leather boots.
Yeah, 2x4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes me feel better. That's almost putting safety in the second spot. Oh no, that's almost a little too not sketchy.
Looks good to me.
Oh, no. Mr. Jones will have to make that thing go off.
Yeah, see, the thing is, you don't like that smell. That's probably one of my favorite smells. You can't really go wrong with the smell of burning metal melting.
Oh, now I know why you like it.
This
It
bin
smells delicious.
needs just a little more.
It looks like I'm going to come around to this other side of you real quick, but it looks like that's damn near perfect. I mean, that's almost exactly where you wanted it.
Yeah.
It's almost like you meant to do it that way.
No.
So this bin a little more and we're being set. Yeah, it's hard to keep track after you have 20 bins on one little piece of pipe. Which one you need?
Dad.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so we've been looking for the silver Sharpie that we were using, which seems to be the only writing utensil in the garage that will write on metal, and it's gone. So Jake's got his finger. He's just going to jam it in that bender kind of like that, and we'll just eyeball it, see what happens. Now, I'll give you credit, Jake, for never using one of these. It looks like you're getting the hang of it pretty well.
Whoa, it's a video game.
Fake it till you make it.
Right?
Yep.
Jake, maybe you should have went like this.
Oh, almost.
Pretty close for an eyeball, Jake. Pretty damn close for an eyeball.
Alright. This one needs to come back out just a hair.
But yeah, about the time we go home tonight, that's when we'll find that
Did
Sharpie.
you find a marker?
Dad,
No.
There you go.
Dad, it's running out.
Brad
power.
stole it. He had the marker the whole time and made us look for it.
No. That's the only other marker I got in the house, so
Stay in the pocket.
I won't fucking lose that one.
You know, the axles are.
Oh yeah,
that way. Lengthwise, and it really shouldn't matter.
Yeah, so what we're kind of talking about here is we're trying to figure out is this going to be square when we're done with it. Originally, we'd actually we've got a spot here that was how long our belt was, and then down here you can see just barely that it says 14 1/4. And what that was originally is when we cut the bottom of this frame out, we measured both sides before we cut it from a certain point to a certain point. And that kind of went out the window because the point that we measured to, we ended up cutting off the quad. So we're trying to figure out, because I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the video or not, but if I kind of pull on the bumper, you can, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not, but you can kind of watch the whole top of the frame kind of rocking back and forth. So just trying to go through figuring out, is that going to be a problem? Honestly, when it comes time to ride this, Jake is definitely going to be the first person to ride it. So, I mean, I guess it just kind of is what it is. If he doesn't die, we did a pretty good job. If he dies, well, we may have still done a good job. Maybe Jake can't ride a damn four-wheeler the right way. I mean, I don't know. Either way, As we'll find that out when we cross that bridge. But yeah, this is a lot of stuff that we don't put on camera, don't think to record, is the sitting around and just talking, contemplate. You know, is this how we want to do this? Is this the way we should be doing it? Is there another way to do it? But I see what Jake's got going on here, and you got your angles just about right. It looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe take that bend.
The motor's got to go.
Oh yeah, and the motor's got to go up a little bit.
So it should close that gap.
Yeah, that little bit of gap that you got
Yeah.
down in there.
This I'm alright with. That'll be good. I'll still hit that hole.
Hit the hole.
Hit the hole.
Okay.
I'm actually pretty happy with that. I'm just gonna leave that be for now.
Dad, I found 3 bolts.
Now, are you okay? So I see what you're doing. You're actually going to tie that in up more towards the front.
Yeah.
Now, is this going to be an issue?
I'll probably bend that.
Try and kind of just tweak it out of the way a little bit. The Sharpie? Hey, Hunter, look down there on the floor and see if there's a silver marker.
Silver?
Yep.
I know I saw.
Yep. And then this is the other part of the video that we usually edit out, is us trying to find a marker, or I swear to God, I just had that wrench 5 seconds ago. I set it right here, and
the reason the garage needs cleaned.
Yeah. Definitely need to do some housekeeping for sure.
Yeah.
But the reason that the jack isn't under here anymore, which we still have the jack over here, it's not ours. We don't own it. It's actually Brad's neighbor, and he kind of wants his jack back. So
He wanted it today, but he said once he got done with it, he'd bring it back, kind of thing. You see how that works?
yeah. And if you haven't noticed by everything in the garage, I'm not saying that we should be sponsored by Dr. Pepper. I'm not saying that by any means, but we drink enough of it. Money shot.
Money shot.
Oh, wow.
What happened if you listen to?
It's about out of
It's
fuel.
there. Yeah,
Oh,
it is
Lord.
there.
It's there.
May just have to tweak that angle down there. A little cut hair with a grinder.
Go to sleep.
But yeah, that's that. Now, granted, you're looking at this, and I'm sure that there's going to be people that are going to be like, that's not going to hold that in there. But you got to remember, this is just the mount that's running over the top. This is just extra, essentially.
Yeah.
There's still going to have to be frame built underneath of it as well. So everything will tie back in together, and in theory, it should be stronger than what Polaris intended it to ever be. Of course, again, Polaris didn't intend for anybody to put 130 horsepower on a four-wheeler. So, but this is the madness that goes on in Jake's head is just insane. The stuff that he comes up with, just, I mean, I would have never. This is not something I would have ever came up with. Like, oh hey, I'm gonna go buy this snowmobile engine. I think I'm gonna stuff it on a four-wheeler. Uh oh, the sunflowers.
Yeah.
The sunflowers are dead. So,
Dad,
unfortunately, what that means is we're going to lose our heat. So, we will probably end up having to time lapse some of this video, which I really didn't want to do. We're going to have to kick this old, also free salamander on, and probably just time lapse the rest of this video, which is probably going to be a bunch of Jake going back and forth. I'll try to kick it off when he's doing the welds and burning everything on. Kick the heater off and kind of show everybody
guys, we can
how well a $25 flux core Harbor Freight welder welds. Which honestly, I mean, this one over here did not turn out bad at all. It's actually pretty doggone good weld for the equipment that we have. Yeah, just kind of try and plug away at it and get as much of it knocked out as we can. At least make it to where we can roll it around and it doesn't have to be up on stands or have a pipe holding the engine or a jack holding the engine.
We'll try and stop every once in a while for periodic updates as we go.
Yeah, that, or if I don't know, if somebody says something funny, I guess. But I don't think we're really funny people. Little off in the head. Yeah, off in the head. Alright. Grind the paint away. And that's it. A couple little spots may have to tweak a little bit with a grinder, but that tells us where it's going to be. It's getting real, Jake. It's getting real fast. Looks like Jake's getting ready to burn it on. Oh.
Alright, right.
Yeah. And yes, the welder is plugged in to a surge protector. Is it burning in at all, Jake?
It's blowing holes.
Blowing holes? So the $25 Harbor Freight flux core welder that's plugged into the surge protector,
Blowing holes in the square tube.
blowing holes in square tube.
That turns out a little.
It sounds good when it welds. Jake, explain what the hell this is and what you plan on doing with it.
This was the original motor mount set that went on this. On the snowmobile, the power drive shaft went through this. It's got a bearing holder. Well, on that drive shaft that I'm gonna use for this, the bearing needs something to hold it so it keeps the torque from actually bending the transmission shaft. If you put that much torque on it that far away from it, it's going to put a lot of leverage on it. So with the bearing holder here, it'll hold the torque out here closer to the pulley and take a lot of the strain off the transmission.
Yeah, which that transmission, God rest its soul, is gonna blow up eventually. But anything you can do to
prevent it from doing it immediately.
Yeah.
So we'll end up cutting this off and making a bracket that this will bolt to hold the bearing on that shaft.
Makes perfect sense. And then there's the shaft and the bearing he's speaking on.
Yeah. So this bearing holder goes on that bearing, and then you have spin action.
Silky smooth.
Yeah, that bearing's still in really good shape.
Well, I mean, you would expect that considering the sled only had
1,300 miles on it.
Yeah, definitely got lucky with this. Yeah. Yeah, put it back on there. Hold on. You got put the socket on there and hold that drill on there tight. Pull the trigger.
Stay on top. Alright? Down the back. Yes. Hit it again. One time. There you go. It's on there.
Yep. So if I didn't know any better, I'd say that is 2 points of contact that are mounted.
Hey, I don't think we need the jack anymore.
We shouldn't. All right, watch out, Bubba. Oh, yes. All right, so now you've seen it. That's kind of where we're at with the quad. You can see now I'm actually outside in the 18-degree Indiana weather. We did get quite a bit of snow over the last few days. Was going to film a little outro video kind of explaining everything that we did last night, but I think you got the gist of it from the video. I know this video was quite a bit longer, but we'd had a couple people that got a hold of us directly and asked for a little bit more detail, show more of the stuff that we normally wouldn't put in a video, so that's what we went ahead and did on this one. If you like it, once again, I always encourage people, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, send us comments, smash the notification bell. That way when we upload a video, you're one of the first ones to see it. Again, thanks for watching our channel, and have a great day.